I'm going to walk you through how to write a really strong student-teacher resume using the acronym TEACH. Starting with the letter T. T is for tailor. You can also think of it as target. The whole idea is to tailor every resume and cover letter that you send out for every position that you apply for. I realize that this does sound like a lot of work, but once you update your resume and you target your resume and your cover letter for one position, it's actually going to be a lot quicker to target subsequent documents to additional districts or teaching positions. So you've just got to kind of swap out some keywords, and we'll talk more about what I mean by tailoring. You can easily tailor every resume and cover letter for every teaching position that you apply for. Again, go on the website, look at their mission statement. I'm going to give you an example here in just a second of a really tailored resume summary. You can put this right up at the top of your resume. It should be right underneath your contact information so that right away an administrator or a principal, when they're reading your documents, they say, oh, wow, this person really did their homework, and they're very self-aware in terms of what their values are as an educator, as a teacher, and this is how they're in alignment with ours, and that's really going to impress them right off the bat. You can also do this in your cover letter. I would suggest targeting your every cover letter as well to every teaching position that you apply for. You can also mention other ways to tailor your cover letter is if you've got somebody who referred you, maybe a teacher in the district or an administrator. You can always name drop, just make sure to spell the name correctly. If you attended the school, some teachers, back to school night for my own kids, they mention, oh my gosh, I attended like K through 12 in this district. I was a student here, and that's, my heart is at this school for that reason. And I love hearing stories like that as a parent, and administrators love it too, right? They're all about that. So you can mention that if you attended, or also another thing too is if the school has a special program, or like they've got a really robust STEM program, or maybe they have a gardening club and you're an avid gardener and you've got those skills. Those are other things that you can mention either actually on your resume and in your cover letter. So lots of ways, again, to tailor your documents. Continuing with our acronym of TEACH, the T was for tailor, I just talked about, and E is for edit. And what I mean by edit is you do not want a 5 or 6 page resume unless you are applying for like research types of positions, or maybe you are in higher education. Maybe you've been an educator for 10, 20 years, and you've just got all kinds of relevant information like education, degrees, credentials, licensures, and work experience. Then you can move more into like the 3 to 4 page resume realm. But if you are a new teacher, you're a student teacher, you haven't even officially started your teaching career yet, you're still getting in the process of getting your credential, you don't need more than a 2-page resume max, I would say. A lot of student teachers will have a 1-page resume. There is no hard and fast rule about the length of your resume, but I get asked this question as a professional resume writer. I've been doing this over 20 years. I worked with student teachers for 7 years when I was at San Jose State as a career counselor, and I worked very closely with the College of Education. That's why I'm so passionate about helping student teachers and teacher candidates. But I would always get asked, like, how long should my resume be? And people get so stressed about that. I'm like, it should be as long as it needs to be. You want to make sure all of the information that you include on your student teacher resume is relevant to the job you're applying for. So if you've got experience like, you were, maybe you were a server in college, but you've got a lot of other really relevant stuff to put on your resume that relates to the field of education and teaching, you might not need to include your server experience on your resume. However, if you don't have a lot of work history and you want to just list it on your resume to show kind of your employment history, then that might be a reason to include it, and your resume is not already super long. So you know, it really depends on the individual, and I would say in general, though, the rule of thumb is if there's something on your resume and it just does not relate at all to the field of teaching, it doesn't support your candidacy as a teacher, you can probably leave it off. The letter A is for accomplish. And basically what you want to try to do anytime you're describing your teaching experience, you want to be as accomplishment focused. You want your phrases to sound as accomplishment focused as possible. Try to start each phrase with an action verb followed by nouns and adjectives. And whenever you can, try to provide a positive outcome or even include numbers whenever possible. And I'm going to give you an example of this right now. So basically you want to show versus tell. Here's an example of a generic phrase that you can write on your resume. Utilize differentiated instruction to teach lessons. So that's pretty short. There's not a whole lot of detail in there. To make it accomplishment focused, it can sound something like this. Integrated technology, including Nearpod and Kahoot, into daily lesson plans, resulting in a 50% student engagement increase over a 6-month period, tracked through behavioral observation. So you can see the difference between the first phrase, again, that was pretty vague, and the second phrase, which is really achievement rich. And basically what that does when you add in all those details is it really paints a very vivid picture in the reader's mind, whoever's reading your resume, and it really allows them to see the value that you will be able to bring to the school and into the classroom. Next letter in our TEACH acronym is C, and C stands for categorize. You want to be mindful about what information you put where on your resume and how you categorize it. So right at the top of the resume is just prime real estate, and you want to put the most relevant information so that when an administrator or a principal looks at your resume, they only have a few seconds to scan and get all of the most relevant little nuggets of information. So you want to have everything really easy to read and right up at the top. You don't want to have a 4-page resume and have like your teaching credential listed on page 4. That is not going to serve you very well. So the order of your resume, there is no like specific order you have to follow, but this is just a suggestion. So you've got your contact information at the top. Right underneath that, you have a really targeted summary or profile, professional profile, resume summary, whatever you want to call it. We talked about that earlier in the video where I mentioned to have a really tailored resume summary that is targeted to the specific school you're applying for, and you're really connecting the school's mission with your own values as an educator. Right underneath that summary, I suggest listing your student teaching experience, or if you have some teaching experience, maybe you're farther along in your career, your teaching experience should be right front and center on your resume. Even if you are still doing you're still in the process of completing your student teaching experience, can you still list it on your resume? Yes, absolutely. You can just put something like in progress, or you can put the start date and the expected end date of your student teaching experience. You can also list any substitute teaching experience, especially if you have experience substituting or subbing in the district to which you are applying. So underneath your teaching experience or your student teaching experience, I suggest listing your education. You want to list your teaching credential, any special certifications that you might have, like CLAD or ELL, right underneath again at the top of your resume. And then if you're in a master's program and anything related to education, that can also go right underneath your teaching credential. And you can still list this if it's in progress, even if you haven't completed your credential yet or your master's. or even your bachelor's degree. If you're getting a bachelor's degree in something related to education, childhood education, for example, definitely include it on your resume, and just put the expected date of completion. Underneath your education, you can also list any kind of professional affiliations. If you're a member of any associations, either national or local, definitely, especially if you've got a leadership position that you've held, even if it's from your undergrad and it's related to the field of education in some way, you can list that information. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything here. Affiliations. And then finally, underneath that, I would actually recommend listing hobbies and interests if they somehow pertain to the school that you're applying for. So let's say that you know that the school is really into their extracurriculars, and they have a flag football team. I'm just making something up off the top of my head. And you have experience coaching. You're applying for a math position as a math teacher, but you also have a love of sports and you have experience coaching. I would definitely include that in your interests and your hobbies. You can also put that in additional work experience section, which I'm going to get to in a second. But yeah, that information is 100% relevant, because if a principal sees that, they're going to immediately like, oh, this person, they're multi-talented. They can teach this, several different things here. And you're just going to increase your value as a candidate. So finally, the last category that you can have on your resume is you can title it something like additional experience. If you've got some experience that is not directly related to teaching, but like, let's say in college you were a lifeguard, or you were a swim instructor, maybe you ran a daycare for a number of years. So that is definitely still in the neighborhood of teaching, and there's a lot of really relevant skills that you have acquired from that experience that you can really use to market yourself. So definitely include that. However, if you've got experience that, is like 10, 20 years old that does not relate to teaching at all, you can definitely leave that off of your resume. Because again, you don't want a 4-page resume. You want all of the information on your resume to support your candidacy for a teaching job. In our TEACH acronym is H, and H stands for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. And what I mean by that is, first and foremost, use your best friend as spell check. So hopefully before you send your resume and your cover letter and your documents out, you are doing just an initial spell check. But I would also recommend to take it a few steps further, print out your documents, edit them like hard copy, because I find that as a writer and an editor, I never catch every mistake. I never catch it when I'm looking at a screen. I have to print things out, and then it's like, seeing it in a whole new light. So print out your documents, have a family member, a friend, a colleague, someone preferably with good, decent editing and writing skills, read over your documents, give you any suggestions they may have. If you have any friends who are educators or even administrators, even better, and you know them and there's a comfort level there, and you can just say, oh, hey, would you mind just looking over my resume? Am I missing anything? Is there anything that I can strengthen on my documents that you would recommend? So again, don't forget, you've got a huge network around you of people, and don't forget to ask for help, because it will not only help you to make sure that your documents shine, but this individual may even be a connection who can get you into a school district and be a reference for you as well. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to give it that like if you get a moment, and I will see you next time.